Okay guys, good morning once again. Welcome back. We're going to do the second part of chapter 4 of lesson 1 today. And hopefully you guys got through most of it. There was a couple parts that I know that you might have had problems on, so I did another PowerPoint. So we're going to have you guys go through that and let's get started. So if you look at bring up your Edmodo account, you're going to go into your assignments and you'll pull up chapter 4, lesson 1, part 2. The link to the YouTube video is obviously something you've already clicked on probably by now, but it will be right here. And then what you're going to do is, once again, you're going to, today you won't really necessarily take notes, but you are going to go back over your assignments. And the PowerPoint will be up. It's shared with you. You can view it. So you can go back on your own and go back through the PowerPoint and make sure you get all the notes taken. So bear with me. I will be going a little bit quicker. Like I said, sometimes this thing will log me out and it's harder to load long videos. So I will try to get through this assignment as quick as possible. So basically what we're doing today is we're going to check the answers that you did from last night. So you're going to need your big book. So if you want, after you hear the things that you need, get your big book out, get a pencil. You might even want like a different colored pen so that you can see what the corrections were that you made. And just check your answers. It's honor system right now. Honestly, guys, I just want you to learn. So get the big book out, turn to page 145. You should have done that last night, numbers 2 through 12. Okay, and that should have been submitted on Edmodo. Remember, you just have to take a picture of what you did and send it to me and you'll get the credit. Okay, right or wrong, doesn't really matter. I just want you to try. Okay, so let's go into your lesson. So if I'm in my email, once again, and in Mariana's email, I shared with you the document here. So you should see it pop up, the PowerPoint. So what you're going to do is click on that again. You can click on this little tab here. It'll get you straight to the PowerPoint. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, so once again, this is part 2 of the PowerPoint that it looks almost exactly like what I put yesterday, but this is part 2. So we're going to go into the first one. So remember the first one, I just went over directions and I redid it. Remember, they were asking you to find two numbers the quotient is between, then estimate the quotient. Okay, so we're estimating the answer. Remember, quotient is answer always. Dividend is the one that you're dividing up the portion into. Okay, so here you have yesterday's assignment. So you should have done 145, 2 through 12 all. So that would have been this page in your book. Okay, if you can see that one, it's page 145. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take you back through all of the answers. So once again, this PowerPoint will be up. You can come back to it later if I'm going too quick for you or you can't see it. So let's look at the fourth slide. So right here, 1, 2, 3, and you'll see them numbered. You're going to be looking at the fourth slide. So if you look, we're looking at 43 divided by 3. And I kind of color-coded this. I'm hoping this will help you out. What you should have done is listed the multiples of 3, right? So if they're asking you 41 divided by 3, what is the quotient between? Well, here is your answer. It's between 13 and 14, and it's about 14. So if you got that, you're right. The way you would have figured this out, step 1, all the steps are the same. So once you look at one problem and you start to get it, you'll be able to do the rest. So step 1, you were supposed to list the multiples of 3. So I've listed all the multiples of 3. You might have to go higher than 20 sometimes. You might have to start at like 30, and I've shown you how to do some of that. That's where it gets trickier. So we'll go back over it. So on this first one, you should have went up to about 20. And you would need to, step 2 says, determine where 41 falls in between. Right? So we look down here, and in the blue section, what does 41 fall in between? It falls in between 39 and 42, right? So our quotient is going to be anywhere from 13 to 14. Okay, so if you look, you see that the two different parts here, 13 and 14, 39 and 42 are the two numbers that 41 is in between. So once again, if you said between, or if you said 41 falls between the multiples 13 and 14, you were correct. Now we took that a step further, trying to guess what 41 was closest to. So that's why step 3 is, out of your two possible choices, 13 and 14, which one is 41 closest to? And And if you look, well, 41, the number 41 is going to be closest to 14, right? 41, 42. So it's obviously going to be closest to that number. Okay, so if you got that one right, great. You will have to go a little bit higher. That's why I stress so much about learning your multiplication tables if you haven't, because division is all multiplication, just reversed. Slide 5, moving on to that one. So this was problem number 2. You have 192 divided by 5. Okay, and you had to find anywhere, your answer should have been between 38 and 39. About 38 was how much we were guessing. So on this one, you might have had problems with that, and that's okay. So what happens here is you had to list multiples of 5 starting at 30. Sometimes you're going to have to start, guys, sometimes you'll have to start at 20, depending on how big the number is. So here's what my recommendation is on the bigger numbers. Take your number, right? So let's say we have 5. I'm going to show you how to do this on my whiteboard, okay?